All right. Hello, everybody. This is KonceptionSR coming at you from the Switch settings screen. We're going to be doing a settings speed run. Just kidding. We're going to be doing Pokemon Sword, but we need to set our date and our time to a specific date. I do have a wonderful co-com with me. If you would like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Ness underscore. The underscore is the second most important part in my name, second only to Ness. Yeah, we're gonna have a great time doing Pokemon Sword.
Yeah, we are. It's going to go really, really well. I have a feeling RNG is going to be so, so good. Anyways, so we're gonna swap our character. Our name doesn't matter, so why not throw it for the event, right? Boom. All right. Time is going to start in three, two, one, go.
Geo.
All right. Yes, thank you for the good luck. So, Tower of Two Fifths. Interesting category name, right? I think it's pretty cool sounding. What that means is we will be starting the game from a fresh file. Then, as soon as we are able to, we're going to hop on over to the game's first DLC, which is the Isle of Armor. And then we will be completing the DLC missions in their entirety. The category, and don't get Urshifu category. We're going to be doing the get Urshifu category, so we complete the entirety of the DLC quest. So yeah, and it's called Tower of Two Fifths because towards the end we'll get our choice between two towers to tackle. So yeah, we're gonna be having fun. I know we do have a bid war open still for Bulbasaur versus Squirtle, so that is actually not our starter. If you're familiar with Gen 8, we have the choice between Sobble, Scorbunny, and Grookey. But about a little less than an hour through the run, we will have that choice come up. So we still have time. If you want, I believe Bulbasaur was in the lead as of last checking, but if you want Squirtle to take the lead, you have time. Yeah, this is also the Sword version. You can do this on either version, Sword or Shield. It doesn't particularly matter in terms of like leaderboard status. However, the routes are slightly different because, like in the main version of Sword and Shield, the main game, there are differences in the DLC, even in the trainers that we face. And our main antagonist is different. In the Sword version, we're going to have a primarily Poison type antagonist, whereas in Shield, they would be a Psychic type antagonist. So definitely different, but you can, if you are interested in picking up this category at all, it doesn't particularly matter which version you have. They're both viable in their own different ways. So
yeah, and even if you do want to pick this up, I think this is it's a pretty easy run to get into. It's pretty beginner friendly, especially for a lot of the new Pokemon games.
Oh, absolutely. It's super beginner friendly, and especially so what makes a lot of the earlier Pokemon games like friendly to speedrunning is all the ability to RNG manipulate, which has really went away since Gen 6. So you don't have the ability to RNG manipulate, and therefore a lot of those Gen 6 and onward runs are very long. Gen 6 is like 4 hours, Gen 7 is like 5 hours, and this game, Gen 8, is like 4 hours and change as well. But what makes this category really good is that it's less than 2 hours. Even when you're learning, I bet your first run through would be less than 2 hours, even, which is nice. And then competitively, like the world record for this category is like an hour 29, hour 28-ish, somewhere in that mark. So it's easy to pick up. It's not terribly long, especially if you're interested in Pokemon. It's a great one to do. We're gonna do probably my least favorite part of the run, which is to set my options. So I'm gonna run over here. Gonna do that real quick.
Also, in terms of getting into this game, there's a bunch of category extensions, including but not limited to Flex on Mom.
Yes, Flex on Mom. Nice, fun meme category where your mom gives you all the money you need for your journey. And what do? You throw it in her face by buying the most expensive shirt you can, and then doing a dance in front of her. End of category.
It's the best category, honestly.
Yeah, it expands from there as well,
where you can pretty fun one.
Where you can flex on 4 different moms, you can flex on Charizard, you can flex on all kind of things. So
yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But in terms of the actual run that we're doing here today, it starts kind of similar to any percent, where you're just doing movement to get from point A to point B, do tutorials. pretty straightforward. And you're eventually gonna have to do, you know, hop one after you get your starter. He gets a starter. It's still gonna be pretty straightforward. You don't really have to get too much. It's not really gonna be too complicated until wild area, and then it's gonna get pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But especially, you know, right in line with a lot of the more modern Pokemon games, the game starts off a little handholdy. Assumes you had never played a Pokemon game before. Teaches you all the basics, has all the cutscenes. Plus, there's also story exposition as well. So we have to deal with just like story-based cutscenes and why we're there and stuff too. So it's a little handholdy in the beginning, but like Ness said, as soon as we get to the wild area, our options really open up. Including having to do some kind of like on-the-fly routing based on what we see in the wild area. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I will note as well that there are basically two main routes that you can do in this category. They're both really fun and they're both viable for like top times as well, which is to simplify it, it's a Sobble route and then a Ninetales route. We're doing the Ninetales route. Mainly one because Ninetales is cool and I have swords, so I can do that. Because you can't do Ninetales in the Shield version because Ninetales isn't spawned. But I actually find that the Ninetale route is ever so slightly more marathon safe. Because if you have to do a Sobble route in a marathon setting, you have to be a little bit dependent on getting a good Sobble from the start. And this game is a little bit unfortunate in the way that you pick your starter, and then there's like 2 minutes worth of cutscenes, and then you can finally see their stats. So if I had to keep resetting for a Sobble, I'd lose 2 minutes every time, which is not entirely fun. But if I needed to get another Vulpix or Ninetales because my stats are bad, I can just catch another one. It's a lot faster than having to reset and take 2 minutes every time.
Yeah, instead of doing 2 minutes every time, it's like maybe like 30 seconds to a minute, 30 seconds if you're unlucky to find another Vulpix and just catch it.
Yeah, not to mention because we're farther into the game at that point as well. The standard for what is a runnable like Vulpix Ninetales is a lot lower than what a standard from a Sobble at level 5 needs to be, basically.
Yeah, a Sobble needs a fairly high, I think, like special attack for it to be viable.
Special attack's the main one. Yeah.
Yeah, and for the Vulpix, you kind of need, as long as it's like not the couple most low ones, it's fine. That's pretty easy to get, especially because you're pretty far into the game at that point.
Yeah, when we'll get into it a little bit when we get closer. But what we're gonna look for in terms of our Vulpix is hopefully it has good special attack and good speed. But we can even take like fine special attack and speed, and we can even take fine special attack and bad speed. So there's a lot of options for what we can take. Plus, we'll have a rare candy. Yeah, we'll have all kinds of options. Most Vulpixes we'll find are pretty runnable. Usually, if I have to catch another one, it's one other one too. So it's not like it's gonna be a lot. One thing I always like to point out too that makes this game a little bit more interesting is if you've played a Pokemon game in the past, you'll pick a starter. Your rival will pick the starter that is strong against you. So, for example, I picked Sobble. You would think my rival would then pick the grass starter, Grookey, because grass is super effective against water. However, in this game, our rival, who is Hop, picks the fire starter instead. Scorbunny. Whoops, I almost said like Charmander or something. Picks Scorbunny instead, whereas Leon picks the one that is strong against you, which is Grookey. But we don't have to fight Leon in this category, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, actually, I just realized this right now. I'm definitely gonna like derail this a little bit. I just realized that Sobble has like Lego hands.
Oh no!
You know like the little Lego dudes? Yeah. Oh, I just realized that.
I'm never gonna be able to unsee this. I'm looking right now. Let me see. Oh no! Oh no!
I always thought that he had like fingers.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so we are here. We are, by the way, we're fighting our rival for the first time. A crit is actually a little bit unfortunate, especially there. We got a prime example of why. So we crit on this Wooloo. Oh, it does 2-shot, so it actually does save us a turn. Actually, so it's not the end of the world. But you see, as soon as I crit, Hop had some words to say. Hop loves to say words when things happen, for for lack of a better term. So, for example, when we use a type effective move on him, he has something to say. When we crit on him, he's got something to say. Sometimes when he uses certain moves, he has something to say about those moves. So Hop is very vocal, which makes it frustrating from a speedrunning standpoint, but I actually think Hop is a pretty good rival as opposed to some other rivals in the series.
Yeah, Hop is pretty cool. Also, Score Bunny, is that a Pokemon Unite reference?
Oh yeah, shoutouts to Pokemon Unite. Ninetales as well, also in Pokemon Unite, right? Am I mistaken, actually?
Oh yeah, Alolan Ninetales, yeah.
Oh yeah, Alolan Ninetales, that's right, okay. Well, we have regular Ninetales, but you'll have to imagine we're using ice moves sometimes. It'd actually be a lot harder if it was Alolan Ninetales, because the fire from the Ninetales is what makes some parts a lot easier.
Yeah. Alluding to the all-star moves that we're going to have very soon. Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, you'll get to see why in a little bit. So basically, we're in an interactive cutscene that lasts for quite a while. We're going to go into the Slumbering Weld here. If you noticed earlier, there was a Wooloo that was banging against this gate. Obviously, the Wooloo got through the gate, and now we have to go find it, make sure it's safe and all that. What's going to happen here is I'm going to have 3 encounters. Where the encounters happen and the Pokemon that pop up is scripted. So it's always going to be Squovit, Rookidee, and Squovit. However, since you can capture them, their stats and abilities and things like that, natures, are all randomized, like in a normal Pokemon game. Which means that when we get to the Rookidee, the second one, there's actually a potential 1 second save, because if it does not have the Unnerve ability, it will not pop up on our screen and waste a text box in a second. So hopefully we don't get Unnerved. Free second if that's the case.
I was really hoping that you wouldn't ask me to say what's happening here, because I know what's happening. I just don't remember what Pokemon there are. So I've been yeah, there's a rat, maybe a bird, but yeah, Unnerve, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a squirrel, a bird, and another squirrel. But yeah, no Unnerve, so we did save the second. Nice.
World record pace, honestly.
Honestly, huge world record pace. And then
saved the turn earlier and no Unnerve. That's 5 seconds. Incredible.
Yeah, it saves 3 minutes or something. Imagine that animation took 3 minutes. Okay, so
we're on 118 pace.
Yeah, I would just reset probably at that point. Okay, so we're still in the interactive cutscene though. So basically, we're gonna walk into the fog. We're gonna be encounter one of the legendary Pokemon from the game, and we're gonna go into a faux battle. I call it a faux battle because we have all the mechanics of a battle, but we can't do any damage or do anything to it. We just have to wait 3 turns while it fogs out the screen, and then lets us proceed with our day. Yeah, so it's a nice slow time. If we happen to have any donations or want to plug any future incentives, bid wars, or anything like that, now's a good time because we got a couple minutes.
Okay, well, we do have one donation from Zopni for $8 saying, "Good night, the sequel, the game."
Thank you, Zopni.
Gosh,
very good.
I honestly love this sort of running thing Zopni has going with these donations.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, Zopni is one of our restreamers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! While I was asleep, there was even oh god, that's hilarious. While I was, or maybe shortly after I woke up, there was a donation from Zopni, sort of lampshading that we have a $1 donation from Zopni that reads, "We have a $1 donation from Zopni." That reads, it's.
Oh yeah, it went on for 2 minutes. It was really funny.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Gotta love the thread.
Yeah.
So yeah, the interactive cutscene's almost done, right?
Yeah, we're getting there. We'll get to move here in a second. We'll actually get to do stuff.
Doing things in a Pokemon game? It's more likely than you might expect.
Yeah, exactly. One key thing here that I do forget occasionally to do sometimes is because you want to go right to Route 1 and start getting started, but you do need to go talk to your mom. So we're going to go talk to mom. It's very important.
Imagine being actually on 118 pace, like you just skip like the starter, and you forget to go to talk to mom.
Yeah, we sequence break and get into the grass area without a Pokemon or anything.
Missing no.
Yeah. All right, so now we talk to mom. Now we get to head on over to Route 1 a little bit, and we get to do some interesting things here. So the first thing that we're going to get to do is we're going to catch a Pokemon. We're going to preferably catch a Wooloo, and we're going to prefer that Wooloo be level 5 or 6. The reason being is that this game does adapt a mechanic from the Let's Go games, which is that not only do you get experience from battling Pokemon, but you get experience from catching Pokemon as well. Wow, no Wooloos unless there's one right here near the end. Nope. I didn't even see
I thought the experience from catching was introduced in either Gen 6 or 7.
That very well
I think it was 7.
Like, yeah, absolutely. I remember the Alola games had it.
Very well could be. Yeah, that sounds right. I don't think I play a lot of earlier gens. The reason being we was hoping that it would be a Wooloo level 5 or 6 is that they give the most experience. If we had gotten a level 5 or 6 Wooloo, our Sobble would have hit level 8 here, which just makes the next route a little bit faster. But we catch a Pokemon regardless because once we get to Route 2 past this little town in Wedgehurst, Leon would want to give us a catching tutorial, but because we've already caught something, Leon will not give us that catching tutorial, which obviously saves time. So we wanted to catch something regardless and get a little XP for it too. But now we got another little cutscene where we meet the professor's assistant, and we get to see Yamper, the corgi Pokemon. I love me a dog Pokemon, so Yamper is very good.
I could not remember Yamper's name, and I was gonna call him like a. I couldn't even remember what his cry was. I was gonna like do like a high pitched like Borf because I couldn't remember what it was. Thank you for saying the word Yamper.
Bork.
Borf.
It's Bork, but make it electric.
Yeah.
But very cute, very cute. Whenever I play Pokemon games casually, I try to get like mostly a whole dog team if I can, or as close as I can get.
I like Pokemon that are just like little dudes,
Mm-hmm.
Like Wooper. Oh, I love that guy. Wooper's just a little dude.
When you said little dude, I pictured Machop was the first one that came to my head because that is like a straight up little dude.
Oh yeah, that is a little dude. I'm not talking about like humanoid Pokemon because like those make me feel weird.
Yeah.
But I just mean like, I can't remember. Oh, Shellos. Yeah, I love Shellos. Shellos is just a little dude,
Yes, absolutely. Very small. We are going to divert path just slightly so we can pick up this rare candy. That will probably be useful at some point. I don't know what we're going to use it for just yet. It could be a Pokemon that we get later on in the game. It could be on our Ninetales. We'll just have to kind of wait and see what we're given based on, the stats and the level and all that. All right, so we're going to go in this Pokemon Center. Very, very important, like 15-second time save here, which is that we want to say, of course not, because if not, then Hop's going to walk us through what a Pokemon Center is. We don't need that.
Yeah, we don't need those. We don't need to heal.
No, we're too good for that. We're going to deposit our Squovit because we do not need it.
Actually, do you even use a Pokemon Center in this run?
Not for healing.
Yeah, not for healing. Yeah,
not for.
I just realized that.
Yeah, we use it. We use it for the Move Learner later on, and yeah, that's it. I think that's about it.
Yeah, we get enough free heals and like potions and stuff, so it's fine.
In the Sobble route, you would go to a Pokemon Center for shopping. We don't do a Pokemon Center for shopping in the Ninetales route though. We use something else. So this would be where we would get the that catch tutorial that I mentioned, but Leon's like, "Oh, you're a pro. You got this. Nice. Good for you."
Yeah. So this is like coming up in the next route right now, right?
Yeah, this is Route 2 right here.
Yeah. So This route's pretty much the same thing as the last one, just like kind of avoiding Pokemon, and then fighting some trainers.
Yep, there's 3 trainers total on this route. We're gonna fight 2 out of 3. And just like Ness mentioned as well, one thing worth mentioning is that obviously another thing that's different in this game, as opposed to like earlier gens, especially, is that you can see the wild Pokemon in the grass, as opposed to just randomly encountering one while walking through grass, which makes it really useful from a speedrun standpoint because we don't have to worry about things like revives when we can just see them ahead of time. I mean, not revives, repels. I always mistake those two. Repels. We don't have to worry about buying repels because we can see the wild Pokemon. It's not a big deal. That's useful. This trainer specifically is one of the reasons why being level 8 would be useful. If we were level 8, depending on what our special attack is, we could 2-shot this Squobit, but more likely 3-shot it. Because we're level 7, we could have 3-shotted it, but much more likely 4-shot, which is exactly what we got.
Yeah.
So, it just wastes another 1 to 2 turns by not being level 8.
Also, that kid has drip. What the heck? I've never noticed that before.
Yep, and if you like that drip, don't worry, you're going to see it again. I never see Yamper in there. I see all kinds of stuff, but not usually Yamper. So we just run around the back of that trainer so we don't have to fight her.
$20 right now to catch the dog.
To make it a Boltund route on the fly. I would not be an estimate if that were the case.
Yeah.
No way would I be an estimate.
The end of the run is actually just pretty hard.
Yeah, it's pretty tight in routing just based on a few different things. This blip bug is annoying because you know what? I'm gonna mute my microphone because of the dog. Sorry, someone's knocking on the door.
Yeah. So if I remember right, that blip bug is a really, really silly range. I'm not 100% sure though. But yeah. Also, Blipbug's design is kind of funny to me. It just looks like they made a Pokemon and then stretched it a little bit in Photoshop, and then we're like, yeah, that's good enough.
I mean, fair, but also oof.
Okay, I think I'm free. Sorry about that. Let me unmute on Discord too.
Yeah, and then that Nickit, I think that's how you say it. It's just I think it's just a 3-shot. It's a 3-shot with Water Gun, and then use Pound to finish it off. A lot of that route is just pretty like straightforward. Since it's just early game Pokemon, you only have like 2 moves you can use possibly, and then you just have to worry about ranges and having experience thresholds and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, somebody came in the door, and therefore all the dogs were barking. Didn't want to subject the chat to that. So, you did a great job, though. I was listening to what you were saying. Yeah, Blipbug, obviously weird design. What makes Blipbug a little annoying at that point is it always uses Struggle Bug, which is a move that lowers your special attack. So if our stats were high in terms of special attack and we got a favorable range, we could have one-shotted it. But like I've only done that one time ever. You have to like be really high and get like a 1 in 16 range, I think.
Yeah, it's 1 in 16.
Yeah, so it's not going to happen, which makes it so that your special attack is lower, which means that Nickit fight can last between 3 and 4 turns, depending on your level and your stats. But yeah, that wasn't too. You didn't miss too much in that fight anyway. There's not a lot of tech in this, and we're on to hop number 2 now.
Yeah, so it's the same thing as the other hop fight, except more Pokemon, maybe stronger Pokemon. He says more stuff. It's basically it.
He says more stuff. We could get a potential time save here. So we water gun to win this fight. There's nothing like technique wise that there needs to do. You might have also seen there in between that last trainer and this one we did get a free heal, so that's nice too. The Score Bunny is where we could potentially save time. This crit is useless, and we're gonna get the crit language. So this we lost time there. We were gonna 2-shot that anyway, and then we got the crit line. So there's some time loss for you.
Yeah, even in like Pokemon games where like your rival doesn't say anything, it's just a little bit painful when you get a crit on the last hit of a Pokemon, and this just brings that to like a whole new level. It's like 10 seconds. It feels like 10 seconds.
Okay, we did get one-time save though, so basically the Score Bunny is also two-shot. So that means it gets one turn to attack us. The Score Bunny is either going to use Tackle or Ember. If Hop chooses to use Ember, he will also say a line like, "Our power is burning bright like the sun," or something perfectly anime. And, you know, just waste more time. But, so we got an extra critical that wasted time, but we got the Tackle that saved time, so net neutral, if I had to say.
Does Hop here have dumb AI or smart AI?
Dumb AI. I think it's random.
Okay,
but I
yeah,
don't
so-
fully know. I since this is the only category in this game I run, I haven't spent a lot of time on like learning the AI necessarily.
Yeah, that
because
makes
it doesn't
sense.
fully matter in this game. In this
Yeah, so
category.
that's probably a 50-50, just to like lose like a few seconds randomly.
Yeah. I will say I've only ever seen Tackle or Ember there, so I don't think Score Bunny has any other moves like a Tail Whip or something.
It'd be really funny if like you were just like doing attempts of this game one day and suddenly there's like a tail whip.
Yeah. Or just use like Fire Blast. Like, whoa. You got that. You got
Is that Roar
TM
of
early.
Time? What the heck?
Yeah. Oh man, that would be funny. But we're in another cutscene where we learn about Dynamaxing and stuff like that. I will say we will Dynamax in one fight in this category, so we will get to see some big Pokemon, which is always fun.
That's big
if you're
true.
unfamiliar, Dynamaxing is kind of like the gimmick move or ability in Gen 8, which is literally your Pokemon get big and strong, like they ate their vegetables.
And they donated to charity, so remember, if you're in chat, you should donate to charity.
Yes. Yeah, the reason why you could Dynamax is the more you donate to charity, the bigger that you can Dynamax in real life, for sure.
Yeah, something like that.
I've never been more confident.
I've been less
but yeah.
confident.
Yeah, maybe I should be less confident, but we will. So yeah, with a little cutscene here, we're gonna walk back through Route 2. We're gonna make one pit stop and buy some berries from a berry salesman on our way out. We're gonna be getting Pekka berries, which heal poison, and one cherry berry, which heals paralysis. And that is more of a precaution in case something happens. Pekka berry will likely be poisoned at least one time in this run somewhere. As I mentioned, our primary antagonist is poison type trainer, so we're going to be dealing a lot with poison types.
Yeah, it's better to get a Pekka berry as a precaution than it is to get poisoned and then die than reset from a save.
Yeah. But that does bring up something interesting, because I thought about dying in resetting. Because what we do is we start a fresh file and then go over to the DLC as fast as possible, it does make for some interesting things in the category. For example, we don't have the ability to fly, we don't have a bike, we can't surf, we can't do any of that. So we get a little bit creative, and we will be doing some intentional deaths for some death warping. Starting potentially pretty soon in this wild area here, when we get there. But we still got a little bit of time before that. Effective dodge. By the way, I'm going to donate $5 for every wild Pokemon I hit by accident.
Also, speaking of things that are going to be coming up in a little bit, I need to mentally prepare you guys. This is not coming up for another like 10 minutes, but in the railway, there's this guy. Oh my god, I love this guy. This guy loves his job so much. I just want you to get a mental image. This guy, his sideburns, right? He has thick, voluptuous sideburns, and they're train tracks. That is sick.
Yeah. So imagine you're at work and shaved into your face is something that resembles your workplace. Like, imagine being that dedicated, that you shave something into your face or head based off of where you work. I've never liked the job that much. I'll be honest.
Imagine having like a little Twitter logo etched into like your face.
Twitter logo. Yeah, I got the Instagram symbol in the back of my head.
Yeah, I just want you guys to get a mental image. We're gonna see it soonish. So
Yeah.
I want
We're
the
good.
pop-offs in chat.
Yeah, I call them track burns for the record. Track burns. Probably
Yeah,
has a canonical name, but track burns.
Trackbird is such a good name.
Yeah. Track burns. What's up, track burns?
Oh, I love this guy.
Track burns. So yeah, we took the train to the wild area, which is another like interesting feature that's added to this game that's not in any other games. As opposed to they still do have routes with like small grass patches like every other Pokemon. But there is this large interconnecting area between a lot of the major cities called the wild area. It's like big and expansive and has all kinds of different Pokemon in there. This is where the route can start doing really interesting things. So you saw at the start of the game, I specifically set my Switch date and time to a specific date and time. The reason why I did that is because it's going to affect the spawning Pokemon and the weather that's in the area of the wild area. So we're going to get access here, and we're going to see an Onix straight ahead of us, and it's going to be raining. We're going to attempt to defeat the Onix. We're going to try. If it doesn't work, that is okay. We have contingencies in place for both options because it can swing wildly. The reason being is that the Onix is level like 20 something, and we're only level like 11 or something like that. So there's a lot of different things that can happen. So we have options in place to not lose a ton of time, if we're trying to depend on one or the other.
Yeah, like for a little bit of context, I think the strat was just to like die to the Onix or die to anything right now, right? And then you would warp. But if you can get the experience, it's very, very useful. So it just works out either way.
Okay, well we died, but that's fine. That's fine. So because we died, we're going to be able to do a death warp here, which we're going to do right now. So basically, we warp to that NPC, and she says, "Oh, you must be having a hard time. You want me to warp you to the other? You want me to warp you directly to the city?" We say yes because we're going to run over here. We're going to avoid that, obviously, and we're going to run across this bridge so that we can get a Firestone. Obviously, since we're doing the Ninetales route, we need the Firestone to evolve a Vulpix into a Ninetales. Makes sense. And this is basically the route that we used to. This is what we would depend on dying to the Onix, but now we have contingencies in place if we do get a chance to beat the Onix. But now that we died, it's pretty normal. So
yeah, especially if like you're getting bad luck, you can just be there for a while you're just using like Growl or something, and the Onix could just like not using any attacking moves. So if you do kill it now, it's pretty good.
Yes, exactly. And then we're going to take an intentional death here, but before I even do that, I'm going to switch my switch clock again because we do not want rain anymore. We are going to change the date to June 11th because that's going to give us sun. All right, and then we're going to die off of this Karuki here.
Also, I definitely saw the horse Pokemon just like pop up with the little question mark, and it just like started spinning while it was following you. I thought it was so funny. Trying to hold in my laughter for that. It was so funny.
Nice one-shot death there. So that's good. It warps us back to that same NPC at the start of the area now, which is great. This time we're not going to take the death warp. We're going to head down. We're going to go into this grassy area. The reason why we change it to sun is obviously that's going to spawn some Vulpixes for us. So we're going to do some farming here. Hopefully get a level 9 or 10 Vulpixes, ideally what we want. We could do an 8, a little more safe. 7 definitely not. 7 is absolutely, we can't do that. Sorry.
What's the upper limit of Vulpix you can get here, by the way?
In this grass area, it's 10. If we there's another grass area where we can get Vulpix if we had defeated Onix. That we could get up to like level 13, but we since we're not doing that strategy, it requires like changing the dates and going to a different spot in the wild area and stuff like that. We're not going to do that. Alright, so we're going to weaken it a little bit, throw the Pokeball. Cool. Got the Vulpix. We're going to hope, like I said, for a good special attack and speed. I hope for that. We also get a level up on Sobble there too, as you saw. So we're going to go into our stats here. Okay, 14 and 16. That's definitely minus special attack, so we're going to get a different one.
I almost made the joke, but I was like, no, I can't make the joke. I can't say that it's going to be minus special attack.
Yeah.
And it was anyways.
Yeah, unfortunate, but you know what? That's part of the gig. We got plenty of Pokeballs. We can do this all day. Hopefully not all day, but you know what I mean. Alright, so let's try this again. Okay, another level 9, that's good. Don't want to weaken it too much because we're going to need to use it right away after to get some extra experience. So yeah, you don't want to weaken it too. There is a chance, again, obviously, with catching any Pokemon that they can break out. So whenever I say cool, it's like, all right, cool, you didn't break out. You did your job.
I would not be surprised if you got another minus special attack. Just because
15
just as the marathon.
So that's it could be good special attack, but it's at least medium, so we'll take it.
Yeah.
And speed is fine. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go into our bag. We're gonna equip the one of these berries, and then we're going to evolve it. And then what we're going to do is there's a Ninjask that spawns at the bottom of this hill here that we're going to quickly defeat. I am going to just take a safety save before it, so I guess I should have menued a little bit farther ahead, but that's fine. The menus are not as long as they are in older gens. You know, it takes like a full second for the menu to come up in Gen 1, so you don't have to worry about it as much in these newer games. But yeah, at the bottom of the hill is a Ninjask. The only reason why I'm going to save is that I could technically die and then it doesn't respawn. It's one of those like Pokemon that just pop out in the open here. Just in case.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, Conception's Pokemon speed game rep is literally just Gen 1 and then also Gen 8.
Yeah. Soon to be changed, I think. I think I'm going to pick up something else. I haven't fully decided what yet. I've leaned towards potentially doing Pearl any %. I also like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I might learn that. So I got options. Ooh, I might be dead.
I like hearing Gen 4 because that means that my Gen 4 propaganda has been working.
Yes. Yeah. And it's a really good one. Like the any % category is obviously a glitchier one instead of any % glitches, which tends to be more popular for Pokemon speedrunning because you get to play more of the game and stuff like that. But it's also short. It's like the world record is like in the 50 mark or the 49 mark. So in learning, it might take me like an hour and a half. And going down from there. So another nice short Pokemon speedrun.
I think record is height 57. And I think it can't go down too much more. Maybe like a 56 at most.
Gotcha. I'm going to take a heal from this NPC. Because my health was low. I can't remember what it was, but it was really low on the Ninetales there. Now we're heading back to Wedgehurst, where we came from. So, don't worry, Trackburns is still here. He went on the ride with us. And that is Clara, who we'll meet more in a second. But we need to do one other thing first, which is another really fun part about doing Gen 8 speedruns, which is going to the Move Learner. No matter what level your Pokemon is, you can go to a Move Learner in a Pokemon Center and learn any move from its move pool. From any level. So I have a level 10, level 11 Ninetales, right? I can. Oh, you know what? I messed up a little bit, but we'll be fine. I I mean, I should have kept the Sobble in there for the defeat because it would have hit level 13, but that's fine. I'll pull it back out in a second. Yeah, so I have access to the entirety of Ninetales' move pool. So basically, I'm going to go pick the 4 moves that I'm going to use for the whole time that I use my Ninetales. I could just kind of, pick and choose what I want. It's very interesting, and it's free. It's not like I need to do stuff to make this happen, which I think is very interesting.
Definitely not busted. Not at all.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
Yeah, so I think in Sobble Route, you would have to get some X items, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe that's the case. I've done very few Sobble Route ones, but I believe that is correct.
Yeah. But with Ninetales, since you have Nasty Plot, you don't need to get X items. I think.
Oh boy. Alright, yeah. I might have to go fight a wild Pokemon or two. We'll see. I'll try. Hopefully, we'll get lucky. The reason why I'm only a little bit nervous is we are going to go into an encounter with a Slowpoke here that you have to catch in order to progress the story. You can't just defeat it or whatever the case may be. But the thing with this game, and I'm sure it's similar in past past generations, is that if you are lower level than the Pokemon that you're fighting, then it becomes significantly harder to catch the Pokemon by a lot. So you need to be at least the same level or above in order to get like a nice easy catch. So usually when you defeat the Ninjask, you keep the Sobble in your party because the Sobble will level up as well. However, I forgot to do that. I accidentally deposited the Sobble instead, so it's level 11. The Slowpoke is level 12, you can see. So we're going to hope for the best here. Hope that it just stays in. Yeah, see, that it's going to be a little bit difficult. If we get destroyed here or waste too much time, I do have that rare candy I can use, so it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Yeah, so hopefully we get lucky here.
Yeah, but of course we're not getting lucky here. But it's okay, we can get there. Or not, just break out on the first throw then, I guess. I don't know exactly what the percentages are, like the catch rates now that we're a lower level Pokemon, but it's pretty low.
Yeah, so for reference, I've never seen this Slowpoke break out, but that's because we would have the level 13 Sobble.
Yeah,
we got kind of unlucky with experience earlier on, so.
And I just misplayed. I straight up misplayed. There we go.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. There we go. We got
what was that, like 5 balls?
Yeah, 4 or 5 balls or something. It's fine. We're okay.
Yeah. It's not bad considering that it's in only 4 or 5 balls, but considering that the norm is usually 1.
Yeah. And it literally only will affect that specific encounter because we would deposit Sobble right after this anyway, so it's really not a big deal.
Yeah.
It won't affect anything else the rest of the run. We are heading on over to the Isle of Armor, which means that we are officially off the base game and onto the DLC.
Excuse my language, but PogChamp. Any PogChamps in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to get those off here. Very important stuff. I think my Ninetales is asleep though. Is that the case? I'm gonna heal it up anyway, so.
I don't think so, but I might be wrong.
I saw it got hit with Yawn, but I think I might have caught it the turn before it would have fallen asleep, so we'll find out either way in a second. I gotta go into my box anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Professor's A updates our Pokédex with the Isle of Armor Pokemon, and we get kind of a free reign here. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna deposit our Sobble and our Slowpoke. We don't need them. Definitively not asleep, which is good. And the health is pretty high, actually. I forgot I had to take that free heal, so I'm not going to heal now. Sometimes you have to heal here if the Ninjask hit you too low, or if you got like Confusion crit on the Slowpoke or something like that. You might have to heal before you fight Clara, who this is, by the way. She's going to be our primary antagonist for the Isle of Armor. As you can see, the absolute drip. She is a poison type trainer.
In Shieldix, Avery, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I'm so smart. Okay. Yeah. Avery, I think, is just kind of more annoying. Not even just because of typing, but just like because fairy moves.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. So, like I said up top, so depending on which version of this that you play, you're gonna have a different trainer. We have Clara because she's poison type. Avery is a psychic type trainer. Because Avery is a psychic type trainer, a lot of psychic type Pokemon tend to be a little bit of glass cannony, where they have really high special attack but really low defense or special defense. So depending on RNG, it could be a lot faster. For the world record in this category does use the shield expansion. But it could be a lot slower, just depending on what you get. It's a little bit more variety.
Yeah, it's definitely more marathon content, but we're trying to finish underestimate here.
Yeah, which is already challenging enough in a Pokemon speedrun, so...
Yeah, you guys have seen GDQ.
What's that?
I said you guys have seen GDQ before. You know about, like, Heaseron.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know
I don't know
exactly
who else finished
how hard
overestimate.
Yeah. I will say I have only ever gone over estimate in this category once in a marathon run, but I went way over. They actually had to cut it before the end. That's how far it went.
Yeah, I remember like the day after I come to run for you, and then you're just like, hopefully that doesn't happen again. And then it was just like a normal run. You're like, oh yes, a normal run.
Yeah, exactly. We have a nice big window here. So you see my estimate is an hour 45 minutes. My PB is an hour and 31, pretty much on the nose. So there's 14 minutes of leeway there, just based off of RNG and stuff like that. So I do that on purpose, just in case things like this happen.
Sometimes I feel like it's not enough.
Yeah, sometimes it ends up not being enough, but sometimes I finish at like 133 or something like that too. So you never know. Never know what you're gonna get. And I've always said that.
Yeah, this game is just terrifying.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So that's slow. So we defeated Clara. We're gonna fight Clara a total of 3 times. That being the first time, so 2 more times. That fight is pretty free. It can get a little hairy if there's a chance. Most often, you will be able to one-shot her Slowpoke at the end there. But I did get a 2-shot. However, I wasn't concerned because my health was high. If I went in with a little bit lower health, or if I gotten like poisoned by Venipede on the first turn or something like that, I would have been more concerned. But we're doing okay. So it shouldn't be too much of a big deal. But we're gonna head up here. If you're unfamiliar with the Isle of Armor DLC, by the way, it revolves around this dojo that we're getting ready to head into. And basically how it works is we're going to be having to complete 3 challenges, and if we complete those challenges, we'll be granted the armor of the island as a prize, and that's kind of left abstract as to what that means until you actually get it. So we'll go into a little bit what these challenges are later on, but they're pretty interesting challenges. I'll leave it at that.
Speaking of challenges, though, we do have the bid warp for this game, so if you want to snipe that, you're gonna have to do that pretty soon.
Yes, yeah. So for reference, as I mentioned, 3 challenges. The reward for finishing the first challenge is either Bulbasaur or Squirtle. So we're going to be coming right up on it. So get in your last-minute donations if you're trying to swipe Bulbasaur. I believe Bulbasaur is in the lead. So if you're trying to get Squirtle in there and you want to swipe that bid war at the last second, get those donations in for a lead, because it's just such a great cause, of course. But also, if you want to see some gameplay action here, you're going to want to get those donations in.
But yeah, actually, it's really sad because you don't get to have the dojo drip, I think, because it's slower by a very small amount. But
no, we have the dojo drip. But it's slower to not. So we get put in it automatically, and then asks us if we want to change back.
I switched it in my head. I'm so silly.
Yeah. So it's actually slower to change back into our original clothes. So we're gonna get the dojo drip. Don't worry.
Yeah. So we are gonna get the dojo drip because it's slower to switch back. A lot of the stuff in this game is just menus, picking the right option. If you pick the wrong option, it's slow.
Yes. Yeah, especially that happens a lot in later gen Pokemon games too, because then it'll be like, oh, okay, well, let me tell you, and then it'll take you on a 2-minute long cutscene as to why this thing exists the way it does or something. It's just very, very slow. This is the head of the dojo, by the way. His name is Mustard, and I just want to point out his eyebrows.
I don't want to think about his eyebrows. I don't want to think about them. I don't want to.
I know you don't want to think about them, but they are there. They do exist. And if you're like me, you might be thinking, oh, well, you know, that's probably his hair, you know, because the eyebrows are like right at the edge of his hat there. So you're like, oh, it's probably his hair. It can't be his eyebrows. But we'll see later that it is definitively his eyebrows. That's all
I don't want to think about Super Saiyan Mustard.
You will see it. You will see it. So this fight goes usually, like, nine times out of 10, this fight is pretty scripted. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to use a nasty plot turn 1. We're going to get fake out and we're going to get flinched. That always happens. We're going to use nasty plot again. We're going to get force palmed. Yep. And we could get paralyzed. We did not, so that's good. Then we're going to use fire blast here. Hope it hits. It does. Good. Then this fight is fine. The only things that are a little bit scary, the paralysis actually is not scary at all because we equipped a cherry berry to Ninetales before. So even if we got paralyzed, it would immediately heal it off. The main thing that's scary is, one, it could go off, like I said, 1 time out of 10, it'll go off script. Mustard does do different things sometimes. I've seen it like a handful of times. That'll use a different moveset there. But the more scary thing is we have to depend on hitting Fire Blast on that Minfu. If we miss, then we're going to die. Is the problem.
Yeah, so Fire Blast is just... Accurate. Yeah. Fire Blast is just like Flamethrower. It's almost the exact same thing. It's a special fire move. But it has less accuracy, but it does a lot more damage. So especially earlier on in the DLC, we're going to be using Fire Blast quite a bit until we get the experience to meet like the damage thresholds for Flamethrower, because it's a lot more consistent.
Yeah, exactly. Or like for this first challenge that we're about to do. First of all, Dojo Drip here, by the way.
The Dojo Drip.
Yeah, the Dojo Drip. But the first challenge that we're going to do here is we're going to have to defeat a few different Pokemon in succession. We're going to use Fire Blast on them because it's faster if it hits. So we're going to take the risk. If it misses, that we're not at risk of dying there. If it misses, we have potions and stuff. Like, it's fine if it misses, but it's faster if they all hit. So
yeah, 2 turns are faster than 3 turns. You already hear. Yeah,
exactly. So first challenge revolves around this. So we get the Dojo Drip, and naturally Claire is jealous because she doesn't have the Dojo Drip. We give her her uniform, but it gets stolen by these Slowpokes. But are they Slowpokes? Because they look pretty speedy. Look at them. They're absolutely booking it. Those are fast pokes, if I've ever seen one. And that is our challenge. They each have a portion of Claire's uniform. We have to defeat each of these 3 Slowpokes to get Claire's uniform back.
And like do we have to?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, everyone's going for it. Weirdly enough, one of the few places that we don't get a free heal here, so we are going to we're gonna hit Ninetales with a potion real quick. We're also going to equip a Pekka Berry. That is the poison-based one, just in case we do get poisoned, and since we have to be in the menu anyway. Then we're going to run out. So yeah, basically, these fast pokes take off. Now each of them run in a wide circle, basically. We just need to run into them and hit them in cycle. It's not too hard, but if we do run into a wild Pokemon by accident, it resets the cycles when we come back. So like how we're set up, I have it so I could pretty much hit the cycle pretty quickly without having to wait for it to run all the way around in a circle again. Unless I hit a wild Pokemon, then that cycle restarts and I'll have to wait. But it's still faster to walk through grass, so we're just going to be a little bit careful. No! Bouffalant.
Was it the... that's so funny.
Bouffalant. Bouffalant is my mortal enemy in this run. In the grass areas, they're random. There is a couple spots in... Oh my god, are you serious? We got a second one. So that's $10 by the way. But yeah, they're random in grass areas. The reason why they're terrible is that they're high alert and they're fast. So if they see you, they will sprint at you, and you cannot outrun them, no matter how hard you try. Weirdly enough, though, because I hit 2 wild Pokemon, I reset the cycle back to where it needed to be. So I guess that it's a blessing in disguise in a way. But yeah, so that's $10 towards a lead though. So it's all for the cause. I did it on purpose.
But yeah, once we get to the last Slowpoke, I would say close the Bid War.
Yeah. Of course we missed one Fire Blast. I'm gonna go for it again. We got disabled, so it doesn't even matter, and we fell asleep. So awful luck here.
Yeah, this is so unlucky. 2 Bouffalants and then that.
Oh, and we got Yond again, so we're gonna have to awaken again because we're not gonna be able to defeat it in time.
This is why we got 11 of them.
Yeah, this was terrible. Oh, no, I was already on awakening. There we go. I'm already disabled. Well, now I'm no longer disabled, but it's no longer effective to use Fire Blast here because we would just kill with Fire Flamethrower anyway. There we go. So that was pretty much as terrible as it could have gone. I'll be honest.
It's gonna go all uphill from here. I swear.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. So we're actually a little deviation from the route that maybe Ness is used to, because usually I go to that Slowpoke there on my left hand side, but I'm actually going to go for the farthest Slowpoke next, and then come back to that one, just because it's a little bit faster movement as I have found out to do it this way.
Is that a Talonflame? What the heck?
Yes, it was a Talonflame following me again.
Pokemon Unite reference stuff. Again. Yeah, love that bird.
There we go. All right, so Slowpoke number 2 here. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. All right, see, it's the same deal for each. We're going to Nasty Plot, and then we're going to attempt to use Fire Blast. Hopefully it works.
It's just going to work perfectly right now.
Are you serious? We might even have to heal.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this is... alright, okay. Alright, we're gonna heal, and we can't use Fire Blast anymore on this one.
Yeah.
We just don't have enough. And I fell asleep. I should have just waited. That's fine. I can't... This Slowpoke luck is absurd. Like, just
I've never seen luck this bad.
Yeah, yeah, this is the worst it's ever been for me, for sure. All right, nice.
This is why you have the extra 15 minutes.
Yeah. All right, cool. I guess. I'm not gonna heal yet. My health is a little suspect. If I get hit one more time, I'll just heal in the battle. But if it stays this low, it actually is good for a Death Warp. I might attempt to try later on. So. Just missed it.
Also, I wanna point out. For the casual marathon viewer, a little bit of insight on how we're running this. We had all the runners split up their audio, so through like the gameplay stream, that's where all the game audio goes, which means there's no Discord audio and stuff on that, which means I can actually listen to the soundtrack without like hearing myself. And this soundtrack is so good.
Oh yeah, music in Gen 8 is really, really solid. I really like a lot of the music in this game.
It's a banger.
Alright, Fire Blast, come on. Are you?
It really is just not that bad. It's really just not that bad. How did you miss 3 in a row?
Well, no, I missed 4. I forgot we used one 4? Coming in. I missed 4 of them.
That is so unfortunate. That is so not lucky.
This is beyond messed up.
It's 85% 4 times in a row, right? I don't even know how to do that math.
Yeah, I got a 15% chance 4 times in a row, and none of the. And, you might be wondering, like maybe there were moves there that like lowered my accuracy or something. Nope, Slowpoke does not have any accuracy lowering moves. I just got completely destroyed there by RNG. So because we ran out of Fire Blast PP, we're going to take a Death Warp here. It's actually technically ever so slightly slower, but it is faster than running and then healing at a Pokemon Center. And we're going to close the bid war now, by the way, as well. So if we could get our final Pokemon choice, that would be wonderful. I did not hear it if somebody was speaking to me, unfortunately, so I don't know if you heard it, Ness, but...
I'm refreshing right now.
Okay.
It's looking like it's Bulbasaur still.
Okay, awesome. We'll do Bulbasaur. Yeah, sorry, if you were talking to me, I could not hear it, unfortunately. I don't know if that's on my end or what the case is. Bulbasaur it is. Thank you so much for your donations towards Bulbasaur, by the way. I really appreciate it, and so does Lead, I'm sure. So thank you for doing that. Don't worry, though. One thing I love about this game is that no Pokemon is left behind. So, for example, all 3 starters are chosen by somebody, and even the Squirtle is going to go to Honey here, who is Mustard's wife. So she's going to take good care of the Squirtle and raise it on her own. So, every Pokemon has a home. You love to see that.
Oh, I completely forgot about the honey mustard thing. Oh.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes, exactly. All right. So thank you again so much for your donations. We're going to deposit Bulbasaur right away. But don't worry, Bulbasaur will come out later, I promise. But yeah, for now we need Ninetales to get all of the experience, so we can't have Bulbasaur in our party. But Bulbasaur will be coming out for a cameo appearance later on. We are on to Challenge 2. Challenge 2, we are tasked with getting some max mushrooms in order to make mushroom soup for the dojo. Max mushrooms are mushrooms that can be eaten by Pokemon that give them Dynamax abilities if they didn't have them already. But there are also a really cool item to use in battle as well, because if you take a max mushroom in battle, it actually raises every stat, like not just one stat like an X item would. It raises all of them at once. So that is going to become very useful for our game here in a little bit. So it is a story component, but it's also going to be useful for basically the end game in its entirety.
Yeah.
The end of Challenge 3 on.
Also, since before I was really, really trying hard to do math, I think I did it. The chance of you missing 4 Fire Blasts in a row, I think, is 0.05%.
Whoa. So
it's 15 times 4, right? 15% times 4?
Yeah, it's a 15% times 4.
I think it's 0.05%.
Wow. The less than 1% chance of that happening. So you can't say I didn't entertain you, Feed Stuff for Charity, because I think I did. I think I have entertained you. Are you not entertained? Yes, so we traverse through the woods, pick up an item that's very useful, which is a Hyper Potion. We're going to grab another healing item that we may need to use later over in this direction. Moo Moo Milk. Shout out. Oh, I hit another wild Pokemon with a tiny little Fomantis that popped up.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. That's $15 though, so it's all for charity. Then Moo Moo Milk again. Shout out to Zelda fans. Moo Moo Milk, also in Pokemon.
Also, I was watching someone play through this. I don't remember who. I was watching someone play through this DLC, and they were stuck on, I think it was this challenge. I think they were like going through the caves, and they just couldn't find the max mushrooms, and I don't really blame them.
Yeah, it's not intuitive where to find. Like when you see them here, you're like, oh, clearly those are mushrooms. But there's nothing really directing you towards this cave beyond like a few dialogue sequences. So you have to really pay attention. If you're not paying attention to dialogue, or if you're, like with a lot of people who play RPGs, they just straight up mash through dialogue and they're just here for the gameplay, you'll miss it, probably.
Yeah, I tried to walk through them with it, and I don't know, they were like in the middle of the cave and I didn't know where, so I was like, please leave and like go out a bit and just to come back in. I can tell you.
Yes, please. So we're going to get our first use of Safeguard here, which is the 4th move. Safeguard is a move that prevents you from receiving status effect moves, so like you won't be poisoned, you won't be confused. And that is simply because this Slowpoke is going to spam Confusion, and we do not want to get confused if we can avoid it.
I feel like a Confusion wouldn't even be like the most like unlikely thing to happen here.
No, I mean, especially because we have to take 3 at minimum, so we would probably get confused more often than not.
Yeah.
So it's really just not worth doing it. But now that we got this little bit of setup, this player 2 fight is actually a cakewalk. We use Nasty Plot a few times, so our special attack is super buffed up, and so we can take out both Slowpoke and Coughing very easily. And then her last Pokemon's a Whirlipede, which is a bug type, so naturally we squash bugs.
Yeah, and also I think if you're going into this pretty low, or if you want to be real risky, I think you can skip that Safeguard. If I'm reading right on the notes.
Yeah, you can skip the Safeguard, or you can do one less Nasty Plot if you're not trying to stall, or you don't need the extra like special attack bump. You can shave off a turn or 2 here. I went into this fight full health because I had to do that Death Warp anyway. So the stalling didn't hurt me, and I actually want to have lower health here right now anyway because we're going to do another Death Warp. So it definitely didn't hurt to have me stall here.
I can't believe you spoiled it.
Yeah, spoiler alert, yeah. Alright, so we got our max mushrooms, which is good. Now we're gonna... usually it ends up being a Sandshrew. Torkoal is like one of the only Pokemon in here that we can't Death Warp off of because of the fire type. But Sandshrew is a good one because Sandshrew has a lot of attack moves. But we can also do like Cubone or Kangaskhan or something.
Whatever, I love Sandshrew.
Yeah, Sandshrew is a good one.
Sandshrew and Sandslash are just like little guys, you know?
So rolly. I love that.
They're just vibing. They're just little dudes.
Yep.
I want to own one.
I really like that level in new Pokemon Snap that the Sandshrews on because they're always just like rolling around. Get those rolly photos. Very nice, very fun.
I've never even played new Pokemon Snap yet. I can't believe you're not running it though.
I've done a run of it, like a no routing run. I just was like, all right, I'm gonna try and beat this as fast as possible. I did in like 3 hours. 3 hours.
That's actually not bad considering. I think I don't know what the record is now, but like I've seen estimates go like just under 3 hours.
Yeah, I think world record is somewhere like slightly below 2.5 or at 2.5 or something like that.
Yeah, because I think that an estimate is like 2:45. So yeah, that's actually really good.
Yeah, it's really not terrible. So we get these max mushrooms. Nobody else in the dojo was able to get them besides Clara, who shows up at the end. She begs Mustard for us to use her mushrooms in the soup, which is perfectly fine with us because we're going to use our max mushrooms in battle anyway. So that works out story wise.
I like imagining this as like you're just a time traveler and you're playing the same like 2 hours in your head over and over again.
Yeah. Yep, like a time loop going on. Also,
instead of Groundhog Day, it's like Sandshrew Day.
Yeah. I love that line in this cutscene. So like I said, that when Pokemon eat the max mushrooms, it gives them like Dynamax energy. So when we ate the max mushroom soup, the game was like, Dynamax energy swells up within you, and the Mustard's like, no, it doesn't. That's not how it works.
Can't believe Mustard broke the 4th wall.
Yeah. Alright, little cutscene here, and then we're going to be into the 3rd and final challenge of the dojo, which is just straight up fight Clara. That's the 3rd challenge. Clara 3 is really RNG based, unfortunately.
Super challenging.
Yeah. It's not hard to execute. It's actually pretty simple to like set up and do everything, but there's going to be a few. One, we could get crit on a lot by her Skorupi, which is who she leads with, which might lead to us healing an extra time or two. And second of all is her Slowbro. So this is going to be the fight where we Dynamax, and we're going to be doing Dynamax Slowbro versus Dynamax Ninetales. But we're going to be super buffed up, so it'll be fine. Will not be a problem unless we get hit with something called Quick Draw. That is actually Slowbro's ability. If we get hit with Quick Draw, that means Slowbro will get to go first, which throws off our entire rhythm because we're not only using buffed up attacks, but when you're Dynamax and you use a fire type move, it makes it so it's sunny outside. So it messes up our damage if we get messed up here. So we don't want to see that, hopefully. The 30% chance, I believe, to get Quick Draw. It's not even a 50-50. I think it's a 30% chance. So we'll see how it goes.
I forgot when you save, so it was so long until you save, and I was just terrified that you would forget.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely save here because the main reason why you save here, because it's not even if you die, it's super slow, obviously, but it's not the end of the world. We spawn in the dojo, so we just walk back outside. But the main reason why it's you want to make sure to save here, beyond it being ever so slightly faster to reset and be right in front of Clara as opposed to having to walk through the dojo again, is that we use a max mushroom in this fight. We only have 3, and we need 1 for a later on fight. So we can't just keep spamming this fight and dying repeatedly because we don't have enough max mushrooms.
Yeah, so Chad, if you wanna participate in this run, please just like spam for like no Quick Draw. We need that energy,
Yeah,
especially with how the rest of this run's been going.
Sure.
I'm honestly expecting like Quick Draw like 6 times in a row, but I really hope it's not that.
Yeah, please no, don't even say that.
I mean, Quick Draw no times in a row because KonceptionSR is a god gamer. Follow twitch.tv/KonceptionSR/subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely, all of that. So Clara tries to cheat by throwing toxic spikes on the field in advance, which is definitely cheating.
Rigged.
However, I knew that was happening. I've played this game before, so I had a Pekka Berry equipped, which healed that poison right away. However, we do use Safeguard as our first move because this Skorupi just spams Poison Fang repeatedly. So we would definitely get poisoned. It's a high poison chance too. So we would definitely get poisoned if we did not have it. We no longer have Safeguard, which is fine because we're going to end the fight right here with Skorupi at least. But if you're counting, we have used 2 nasty plots plus a max mushroom. So our special attack is now at +3. Which is pretty good. So we're gonna skate through. But just in case, obviously, we're gonna buff ourselves up even more here. We're gonna Dynamax, and we're gonna use Max Flare. So that's gonna really raise our attack power. Shout out to huge Ninetales, by the way.
Huge tails, if you will.
Huge tails. 9 big.
And 99 tails.
Yeah. So we're huge. Love this epic animation, and because I have battle animations turned off, we just dink. We dink Wheezing to death. Hi, Wheezing. So Wheezing, and then the Whirlipede comes out here again. Non-factors, no problems at all. We would defeat them handily. It's all about the Slowbro at this point.
Yeah, so Slowbro is even scarier because I don't think Conception mentioned it, but if Quick Draw happens and you can't end up killing it really quickly, you're gonna undynamax while Slowbro is still dynamaxed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the worst.
Alright, come on. Oh, God. Alright, we got Quick Draw. There's a chance we could save this, though. We can still potentially save this. So, what's gonna happen? She's Dynamaxing. Slowbro's going to get to go first, and Slowbro will probably use Max Geyser. It can use other things, but it will probably use Max Geyser. Will not kill us, because right now the field is hot, it's sunny, so water moves are weakened. So it doesn't do a lot of damage to us. That's not the main concern, because our health is pretty healed up. Now it is rain because Slowbro used Max Geyser, which means fire type moves are weak. So now my Fire Blast, even with all of our buffs, is still not going to do enough damage. However, because we got to use it before we de-Dynamax, the field is now back to sunny, and now we are back to regular size Vulpix. We can still win. We have to hit a Fire Blast here.
Yeah.
All right. We still won. It's slower, but we still won.
Okay. Yeah, if the trend continued with Fire Blasts, ooh, yeah.
And on top of all of that, because this happens to me all the time when I fail, when I get hit with Quick Draw, whenever you de-Dynamax back into your normal self, your cursor is replaced back at the top. So you think your cursor is on Fire Blast already, so you're just mashing A, but it puts it back at the top to Nasty Plot. So several times when I've gotten put into this situation, I've accidentally used Nasty Plot instead of Fire Blast, but I remembered this time, so.
Okay. I do that too, so whenever I set up my moves, like in any game, I always put, in slot 1, I always put just like the main attacking move that I'd be using like most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, weirdly enough, Nasty Plot is probably the move we use the most out of Ninetales, even more so than like Flamethrower or Fire Blast.
It's kind of wild, but I super get that.
Yeah, just because we do a lot of setup in these early levels to make sure that we can get through the next. But at least we didn't have to reset. I'll take it. It was a sketchy fight, but we got through it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we got this long cutscene. We've completed the 3 challenges, and we get what is called the Armor of the Island here. So, save. I talked to Mustard. The Armor of the Island is the Pokemon Cubfu. So, Cubfu is who we're going to be running with going forward here. That is because we need to get Cubfu to Urshifu, which means that we need to use Cubfu to defeat one of the towers in its entirety. So the not good ending here would be we get Cubfu and we immediately release it, and then we just run through the tower with whatever Pokemon we got up front. What we're gonna hope for here is because Cubfu is a legendary Pokemon, it means it has 3 of its stats guaranteed perfect. The only stat we really need to concern ourselves with in a marathon setting is speed. If it has bad speed, we can't run with it. Even if it has bad attack, we can just over-level it slightly and it'll be fine. But speed, if we start off with speed being really low, we don't have a chance. So we would have to reset, which is why I saved before. But as long as speed is at least 20, we'll be fine. So we're going to check here. And, oops, speed is 21. All right, so we're fine.
Let's go. Okay.
We're going to move to that. Here we go. We're going to change the switch clock one more time to October 15th, I believe.
Yeah,
October 15th. I had to check that real quick.
We're changing the day right now to get different Pokemon, because to level up Cubfu, we're going to be... It's Blissey's, right? You're going to be using Blissey's?
Yep.
Yeah, so Conception's going to be going outside and going to be running around trying to grind Blissey's to spawn, so he can beat him up and get a bunch of experience, because Blissey's are big ol' Pokemon full of experience for sharing to everyone, but you have to kill them first, so...
Yep, and they are yeah, the reason why this is a big RNG factor in the run, because Blissey's are still, there always will be the fastest way to do this. Doesn't matter, because we need to buff up Cubfu regardless. However, they are a 2% in spawn rate, very small, and we need to fight at least 2, probably 3, depending on levels that we get. So
last time I was here, it was 4, so...
Yeah. Sometimes it can be 4. That's more for marathon safety. In a PB attempt, it would be 2 or 3 usually.
That was pretty fast, actually.
Yeah, and this one's not terrible. And honestly, so it's level 11. They can range between 10 and 15. You actually do want a lower level one for your first one because Cubfu is a little weaker. So if you get a lower level one for your first one, you can defeat it faster. So level 11 is not a bad one to get first. But now we want a high level one going forward. But as you can see, just one level 11 Blissey upped us from 10 to 14, so it's definitely worth doing. We're gonna end probably in the 18, somewhere in the 18 to 20 range is where we're gonna end our Kung-Fu, which could be 1 to 2 more depending on the levels that we get.
Yeah, and also one thing to mention, at least from what I've heard before and what I'm reading in the notes, just to double check. So you can go to either tower. The Tower of Darkness, I think it's called, is a lot better for marathons just because it's a lot more consistent. A lot of the Pokemon fights are easier just because you do have type advantage, I think. And they're just a lot less, there are a lot less bad to deal with. But you can also go to the Tower of Waters, which it's faster to get to, but it's a lot more risky. But it does give you more levels, I think.
Yes, yeah, that's true. I actually, for the longest time, I didn't think you could go to the water tower at a lower level because I thought you needed to surf there, which we don't have. But I was mistaken. You can actually go to the water tower, but it is a lot slower. Or it can be a lot slower, depending.
Yeah, you only need to go there if you need extra levels, but the mustard fight in each tower is basically the same. So, if you're doing PB attempts and you do like 2 Blissies, and you're like, I need a little bit more, but I don't want to wait for another Blissey. That'd be like a perfect opportunity to do Water Tower. Also, exactly. that Blissey was getting really close to the wall.
Yeah, that's the thing too. So Blissey, when they see you, they try to run away. And if they run towards a wall or a barrier, they'll disappear. So I was really apprehensive. I took a very wide turn there, so that the Blissey wouldn't run straight into the wall, because that would be really unfortunate. It would just despawn. Unfortunately, we got an even lower level one for the second one, so we're going to need to do 1 more and maybe even 2 more, depending on how lucky we get here. Oh, I was not paying attention. That's $20.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I'll defeat it. Might as well. I mean, it doesn't give you a lot of experience, but it gives you a little.
Yeah.
And it's level 15, so it's on the higher end.
When do you think they're going to add Binary to Pokemon Unite?
Yeah, hopefully. Worth mentioning as well. So, you can... since a lot of people had played through the game and then the DLC came out, obviously that means that you can play the DLC after you've beaten the base game. And when you come to this area, it's significantly different levels. All these wild Pokemon will be level 60 instead of level 10 and 20 and stuff like that. So it scales in difficulty, for sure. Come on, Blissey.
Yeah, if you saw the SGDQ closer from a couple years ago, maybe last year, when Eda did Sword Shield, he had an incentive to do the Isle of Armor DLC, and he actually did it right before the end of the game, so everything was scaled up to levels 15, 16, 17.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. That's a prime example.
Come on, Blissey. We will be good with just 1 more. We don't need 2 more. That bunny area actually helped more than I realized. So we definitely will be fine with 1 more, I believe. Unless it doesn't level us at all. I just need to find 1 more. Come on. If we have any donations or plugs right now while we're looking for Blissey, now's a great time, actually. Get another bunny area. Yes, absolutely. It is a wonderful charity, wonderful cause. And I know we have all kinds of bonus games, incentives, bid wars and stuff like that going on. But yeah, those are just to add flavor to already donating towards this wonderful cause. So go ahead and donate.
Yeah, if anyone tuned in the last 20 minutes, look at our schedule as well, honestly, because I think up next is Hades, which is sick, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love the Metroid block, honestly. It's definitely worth watching, especially because we have 2 games that are lesser under marathons, and then also a ROM hack.
Yeah, you gotta love the ROM hacks.
Yeah, something like that.
Close enough.
Gunvolt, Metroid, same thing. Has
Yeah.
maybe a shared letter. Whatever.
Yeah. All right. We are good on blisses. We finally found another one. It took me crossing the bridge to find it, but we found one.
Crossing the bridge always like spawns like 1 for no reason.
Yeah, it seems to be like for sure. So that accomplishes one of the 2 things that we have to do in order to even tackle the tower. We needed to get our Kubfu leveled up to be even able to take it on. Now the second thing that we have to do is we have to make sure we can't even go in the tower if our Kubfu is not bonded with us enough. So that is based off of its friendship level. Luckily enough for us, the game includes ways for us to increase our friendship level very quickly by going to like these 3 different points around the map and just kind of like staring out into the horizon with our Kubfu and just like bonding over that shared experience, I guess.
If it wasn't so foggy, the game would look a lot better. Trust me.
Yeah, honestly, it is significantly less awesome because we have the date set to what it is. It's like foggy and gross outside, so it's not even like good to look at. The cave is pretty cool. I think the cave is nice, this first one.
This game actually looks pretty nice, except for one of them, but the game actually looks pretty nice.
Yeah. What is my time at, by the way?
I will look right now at what your time is. Your time is at 1:26:06, 07, 08.
Okay, I think
09.
We are okay. I think we're okay then. I use the after blissies as a way to, like a checkpoint to see where I'm at, just to make sure that we'll still be on time. I think we'll be fine. Definitely towards the back end of the estimate as opposed to the front end, but I think we'll be okay.
As long as it's under, yeah.
Yeah. We don't need to be any further behind. So we're heading.
They don't have to know about that. They don't have to know about
that. Yeah.
We're on time.
Anyways, we are heading toward checkpoint 2, which is actually right next to the Tower of Darkness where we're going to be. That viewpoint is okay. It's not bad. Again, if the weather was better, I think it would be like better to look at, but it's fine. And then we'll go to checkpoint 3, which is always fun. Always a good time. It's just really good and really beautiful. That rare candy that we got all the way back at the beginning of the game, I am going to use that as well, just for an extra level of security. I don't think I even need it, but can't hurt. We're gonna use it.
Oh, I get it. Level of security. It's a rare candy. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that on purpose, for sure. Yeah, up here we're gonna talk to our friend. And we're gonna bond a second time. All right, so let's see what we think about this one. Open mouth, bonding. All right, see, it's not bad. You got the scenery, but yeah, it's just like a little gloomy looking. Like it looks like a bad storm is about to hit or something.
At least the dude is pogging though. The dude's pogging off.
Yeah. And then there's the third one. So we actually have to head back into the cave that we got the max mushrooms for before. We're gonna head back that way, and then we're gonna go out the other side of it into a beautiful, lush rainforest, of course.
Yeah, this game's looking pretty nice. We've all been watching. It's looking pretty good.
Not bad.
And we're gonna be seeing the last one, which will definitely look, yeah.
Also, shout out to Tauros for not being a aggressive, bold type Pokemon like Bouffalant is, because there's a lot of Tauros that spawn in that area. I would definitely get tackled every time. All right, so through the cave. Of course, there are all the Cubones and sand trees I was looking for. And then here we are. All right, let's bond. Ready? Let's look at this beautiful scenery together.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yummy. Yeah.
You guys see all those mountains? Of course you don't, because they're blocked by sand and grossness. Hate sand.
Even without the fog, that still looks terrible, honestly.
Yeah. So we are going to do a death warp here, but we are going to grab a few items first here that are going to be very, very cool. First is the Rocky Helmet, and that is an equipped item that when you equip it and you get hit with a physical type move, it will do damage back to the Pokemon that hit you. So that's going to be very important for some cool strategies that we're going to do in the end game here. We're also going to pick up this TR for reversal. And then we're going to head back. We're going to do a menu here as well. We're going to do a few things in this menu. We're going to use the rare candy I mentioned. We're going to teach that reversal TR over focus energy. We're going to back out. And we're going to swap Pokemon to Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bulbasaur.
Getting used.
You know, all your donations were worth it. Very good. We're gonna have fun. We're just gonna train up Bulbasaur a little bit. We're gonna have fun. I think Bulbasaur can take this Rhyperior. Type advantage and all that. It's fine.
Yeah, type advantage, level advantage, question mark.
Level advantage question mark. We're level 5. Oh, level 50. I still feel good. I feel fine.
Honestly, that's doable. That's doable.
Well.
That is
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Run over, honestly. I think we're overestimate now.
Yeah, well, no.
Yeah, remember when I said 146? It's actually 146.
Yeah, 246, right? You guys put 246? Yeah. So, of course, that was purposeful. The reason why we do that swap, it's definitely more marathon safe. I actually don't usually do that in PB attempts of this category. But the reason why it's more marathon safe is, like we said, we have to train up our friendship level for Kubfu, or else we can't even progress to the tower. We wouldn't be able to do this whole cutscene and everything. If Kubfu is fainted, your friendship level is lower. So if you were in, say you got your minimum Blissies, you got it in 2 and you're fine. And then you did these 3 checkpoints, your friendship level will probably dip below the acceptable mark for you to progress the story. So then you'd have to go into Pokemon Camp and raise Kubfu's friendship level that way by playing with toys, which is super cute. It's super adorable.
It's actually one of the world records for a while until it got beaten.
Yeah. Garfield the Lightning, who had the world record for this category for a long time, had Pokemon Camp in their run, which was really, really funny. But if we swap it and have Bulbasaur take that hit for us instead, we don't have to worry about that friendship level drop. So
$20 right now for Pokemon Camp. $20 right now.
$20 right now for Pokemon Camp. Our friendship level is already high enough, but why not? Sure.
Yeah, I love Pokemon Camp.
Yeah.
Alternatively, after once it's evolved, because it's gonna be 6'2" and definitely taller than your girl trainer.
Yeah.
He's actually just like a child. All the trainers are like children. So
yeah. I don't know how it works canonically. Obviously, in the Pokemon anime, Ash is 10 years old perpetually. I don't know if the characters we play at are always 10 years old, or if they're a little older. Maybe they're teenagers or something.
I know in Black and White 2, they were 15 or 16.
Oh, okay.
Because they got the drip, They're old enough to know what drip is. Yeah, I'm not sure about any of the other ones.
Yeah. Okay. What's the time at now, by the way? Just another check to make sure we're still on good shape.
133.5.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll finish an estimate as long as I don't die 70 times. We'll be fine. So the only thing we have to do now is defeat the tower. We just have to go through and complete the tower. At the end of the tower will be a scroll that you can have your Kubfu look at to evolve it to Urshifu. And that's the end of it. So we are really close to being done. We just have to defeat 5 trainers, and they all only have 1 Pokemon, so it's not terrible. The
Remember to
downside,
save.
yeah, the downside of that is, of course, that this person here is going to tell us it is suggested that our Kubfu is level 30 entering the tower before even attempting it, because we'll probably die. But we ignore that. We ignore that. We don't need to be level. Oops, I accidentally hit B. We don't need to be level 30. 18 is fine, or 19 is fine, because I used the rare candy. 19 is going to be just fine. All right, first trainer. You can still hear me, by the way, right? I had to adjust my earpiece, so I think I'm fine.
Oh yeah, I think
good.
It should be fine.
Good. All right.
Yeah. So first Pokemon, Zorua, pretty easy.
Yeah, and pretty much a non-factor. This you're going to see exclusively why it's good to take the Darkness Tower, which is that fighting moves are good against Dark, so it works out. Zorua again, non-factor, and we don't mind taking a little damage here anyway, so it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, there's actually a potential for a 1-turn fight here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be, especially if you. So like you can. We're going to use the Rocky Helmet basically just on the last trainer, but you can do it early, and you can have it equipped already if you want to. If you have Rocky Helmet equipped, you can 1-turn very easily. I don't have Rocky Helmet equipped right now, though, but you could. So now we're on Trainer 2, which has a Scraggy. And this is where we're going to kind of see the strategies in action. So first we're going to stall 1 turn, just to take an extra hit.
Oh no! If you take more hits, you're gonna die. You're gonna faint. You're gonna have to reset from the beginning.
Don't worry, I have Endure. I can survive anything. 1 HP.
Do 1 HP, you're gonna die, and then the reset.
Oh, don't you worry, because we have the super. I really love this strategy. It's like big brain strategy for sure. So we have Endure and we have Reversal, which are going to be our bread and butter here. So Endure and Reversal. Endure is a move that will make it so if you're about to faint after an attack, you won't. You will survive with 1 HP, which is great. I'm going to save here just in case.
With the one slight caveat that you can't use it every turn. You have to use it every other turn.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, you can't if your Endure is successful, like the move goes off, it doesn't like miss or whatever the case may be, or doesn't take effect. You cannot use it 2 turns in a row, so you can't just spam Endure and survive forever. Basically, is the idea. But then we use the move Reversal. Now, the move Reversal is a move where it does more damage the lower your health is. So, yeah, this is why I saved, just in case. So now we don't have to redo the tower. I will just reload instead. I thought that might be a tiny range, which is perfectly fine because I can just heal to survive 1 hit, weaken a little bit. That's fine.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So instead, we'll take a potion here just to be safe. Yeah, so basically we Endure so that our health is at its lowest, and then we Reversal to do max power. So it's pretty cool. Oh, you know what? I should have just done Rocky Helmet. Oh well, that's fine. Actually, no, that wouldn't have worked because we would have endured turn 1, so we wouldn't have got hit anyway.
Oh, true.
All right,
Yeah.
I did. Yep, I did the right thing. All right, so we'll Rock Smash, get a little extra damage in. I think we can survive 1 shot here. Yep, perfect. Now we will Endure.
Yeah, this is why saving is very important.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say, if I was like on good pace, even in a marathon setting, I wouldn't have even saved here. So I'm glad I did, just to be absolutely like for sure safe, because you can miss that range. So it's all. Alright, so we're going to do something similar here. We're going to potion. And you know what? Just for posterity's sake, we're actually going to use this Oran Berry, not give, Oran Berry as well, just to get a little extra on top. And then we're going to save again, just to be absolutely safe.
Yeah, more health is good sometimes.
Yeah. Based on what you get here as well. So like usually I'll elect to not bother with the Oran Berry because usually it's fine. Like I can survive. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna survive a hit and then use a reversal right away, basically.
Yeah, this is fight number 4, by the way, for the restreamer.
What? Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. So usually it's not a problem, even with the health, but sometimes, like in this case, actually we'll still use reversal and hope for something else, I guess. Yeah. Oh no, we probably want to heal here actually. So it's good that we got protect, because I don't think we'll survive another hit. So just to be safe. Yeah, that should be fine. Yep. All right, that was the play.
Let's go. It's like a chess.
Galaxy Brain strategies. So that fight took longer than it needed to. Usually, what happens is, you don't have to worry about it too much. Like you'll get weakened enough to the point that your reversal will do enough damage to take out Krokorok. But this was one of the few times that using the Oran Berry was actually a bad thing because it basically guaranteed that no matter what move the Krokorok would use, we would still live, which is obviously very important. But we actually healed too much that we didn't do enough damage. But that doesn't happen often, so it was a calculated risk, but it's still one that we could bounce back from.
So yeah, this is last fight, I think. It's just Mustard.
Yes.
Again.
This is the last fight. Mm-hmm.
Minor warning. Eyebrows. Don't look if you don't want to see eyebrows.
Yeah. Here's how we know that these are actually eyebrows. The hat comes off. Super Saiyan Mustard has got those eyebrows flying. Look at them in all of their glory.
Oh, he's Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan. And, of course, he comes out with a Kubfu as well, so we got the Spider-Man memes going on.
This is the worst ending, honestly.
Yeah, this was supposed to be good ending, but really it's bad ending. So we're going to max Mushroom here because we can survive one shot, and one shot only from this Kubfu. It is significantly higher level than us, so we can't survive a lot of hits here. So even with Aerial Ace, we could survive unless we get crit, but we didn't, thankfully. And we have Rocky Helmet equipped, so it did some damage. We're going to Endure. We're going to get hit. So there is one tiny risk there that can happen. So Kubfu that belongs to Mustard, I should say. Oh, we were outsped.
Oh.
Huh. We must be speed tied then.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense if you're speed tied.
Well, not if we're at 21, and I over leveled. So.
Oh yeah, you did the rare candy.
Yeah, this is interesting. Maybe. All right, let's just give it another shot here.
Maybe it didn't have perfect speed.
Oh, it didn't have 21 is not perfect speed,
but it's good enough.
Yeah, it should be good. You can run with 20 even, and at level 20 that should be fine. I'm surprised. We must be speed tied then. All right, well, we'll try this. We'll try this one or two more times. Obviously, there's nothing else past this anyway. So even if we get stuck here or something like that, there isn't really anything else to see beyond this. It's just a cutscene and the run's over. So you got to see all the cool stuff, even if we can't defeat Mustard for whatever reason. Because what we'd have to do is go all the way back down to the bottom of the tower, fight them all again, and I don't think I have enough time to do that. So
yeah, so we just have to hope for winning speed dice.
Yeah, I guess so. Hopefully we're not just speed lost. Hopefully, I'll check stats if we lose again, just to make sure. But all right, so let's try this again. All right. I'm going to mute for a second because I think someone's about to come in through the door, so the dogs will be barking.
Yeah, so it's the same thing as last time. Just gonna be making sure we don't die, Rocky Helmet, then Endure, and then using Reversal, and then another move. I don't remember what move after, but yeah. Hopefully, if everything works out, and it's just a speed tie, we actually win the speed tie this time. It's just a 50-50 for a speed tie.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna check the stats now just to see if we would just lose automatically every time.
Yeah.
Now that we have lost 2 times in a row, it could just be we lost 2 speed ties. I mean, that's definitely realistic. But I want to see now what our stats are.
You got a 0.05% earlier, so I wouldn't put it past the game.
Yeah, I can't imagine why. Hold on. Why we would? I can't even envision why we would have a problem here. What is our speed? 38. Yeah, we are speed tied. We're speed tied.
You just lost 2 speed ties. Yeah.
Yeah, so I lost 2 speed ties. Yep. Yeah, which means that we had absolutely the lowest IV speed that we could possibly have at 21.
Yeah.
At 21 base. So what's my time at, Ness?
You are at 145.09.
Oh, this will be the last time then. I'm not going to hold this up.
Yeah.
Definitely not going to hold this up. Again, you're not going to miss anything. Ideally, we win the speed tie and then the reversal, and then we just evolve into Urshifu. That's it. That's the end of the run. So you're not really missing anything if we lose the fight. So last fight, last attempt, and then we'll just call it there.
Watch it just magically work now.
Yeah. Yeah, that is bizarre. I guess I should pick up that Carbus. Okay, so we gotta do this. Max mushrooms. Yeah, I can't even imagine what the odds are of this happening, because it does not seem likely to me that this would happen a lot.
Yeah, it's not likely as far as I know, at least.
Alright, and come on. Yeah!
Yay!
Let's go! What is this run? This run has been interesting.
The game was testing you. The game was testing you.
Alright. So, again, we will be done in just a moment, so time will be coming up here. Apologies for going over estimate, but the game really just wanted me to be upset, I guess. Beyond the misplay with the only thing that was really my fault was the slowpoke thing, which didn't waste a ton of time. Probably wasted like a minute or 2. Beyond that, I mean, the slowpoke's messing me up, the 0.5%, the speed tie here. Yeah, this is just, wow. I can't even believe it. Can't even believe what we had to deal with. But we won, so it was all worth it in the end for charity. I promise I'll try and make it up with my bug snacks runs tomorrow. I'll try and go under estimate as much as I possibly can. Try and get us back on track.
Yeah, heck yeah, bug snacks. So yeah, time's coming up soon.
Yes, time is gonna come up. So we're gonna get our Kung-Fu evolved here, and then it'll be over. All right, and then Kung-Fu is like a whole person, as you can tell. Like, this is just a humanoid, right?
Yeah, that is just that's just a whole ass dude right there.
Yeah, this is just a fursuit and a person inside of it, obviously. Like a jacked person, though. Yeah, exactly. All right, time is coming up. Just gotta wait for the fade to black. And time.
GG.
Something like that. It was a game. I don't know if it was good, but it was a game.
That was the most run I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was the most Pokemon experience that you could have gotten. So I'm glad I could provide that for you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for to the SS4C team for having me on and all the tech and stuff behind the scenes. If you want to run this game, it's on the Pokemon Sword and Shield category extensions board on speedrun.com. So just look that up. Don't want to keep you all too much. Yeah, my name is KonceptionSR, and I'll be back tomorrow with Bugsnax. So I'll see you all later. And thank you, NES Ness_ for the commentary.
No problem.
Awesome. Thank you all so much.